Hi guys, today I'm back to film another inventory video. This one is going to be mascara, cream shadows, eyeshadow bases, eyeliners, and my single shadows. I already tried to film this video once, so I do have some swatches and stuff kind of already going on, and I'll explain them as we go through them. But I'm going to start with mascaras. I have 5. My goal is to have 3. I'm actually already down to 4 because I just filmed my August empties and I finished up my Urban Decay Perversion. So I'm just going to see if I can kind of get rid of one more. But first up I have the Benefit Roller Lash. I'm going to keep this. It's just a sample size. I've tried it out a handful of times and I just don't really know one way or the other whether I like it or not. But I've kind of heard too many good things about it to just toss it. So I'm going to keep this one. Next is my Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is the only waterproof mascara I have at the moment, and I'm kind of irritated because I did wear it during store set, which you get really sweaty and stuff, like you're working hard, so you get really sweaty, and this just transferred on me really bad. So I had black up here, black down here. It kind of pissed me off a little bit, to be honest, but I'm going to pan this one. So I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to just use up as much as I possibly can. Hopefully not wear it in any situations where I'll be sweating a lot because it'll transfer. But if I have too many transferring problems with it, I will just eventually toss it. Next is my Too Faced Better Than Sex. I love and adore this thing. It is held on through store set way better than the waterproof Lash Sensational. So I love this one. It adds a nice amount of length and volume to my lashes. It really, kind of separates them. So I really do like this one and I will be keeping it. And then last I have my Maybelline, where did I throw that? My Maybelline Colossal Smoky Mascara. And I purchased this because it is a gorgeous navy blue color. And I hope that kind of picks, yes, you can kind of see it on camera. But the formula is just not good. So I do wish more companies had more like jewel tone colored mascaras. I'd love to see like an emerald hunter green color. I'd like to see some navy, maybe like a really pretty dark plum purple color, but the formula with that one just wasn't good, so I'm going to toss that one. So with that all being said, I'm technically down to 3. Once I get rid of the Maybelline Lash Sensational, I will be down to 2. But the reason I picked the goal number of 3 is I wanted something lengthening, something volumizing, and then one waterproof one. So once the Lash Sensational is gone, I will get a different waterproof mascara. But right now I'm at my goal of 3. For eyeshadow bases and cream shadows, I have 12 and 8 is my goal. So originally I think I had a goal of 5 to 6 and then I was kind of like, no, I'll bump it up a little bit because my eyeshadow primers are kind of included in here too. So the reason I picked 8 is I want to have a clear eyeshadow primer, Urban Decay Primer Potion, Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I'm just kind of on the hunt for my holy grail one. So a clear eyeshadow primer, a white eyeshadow base like NYX Milk, and then I also want to have a black one, just so I have a couple different color eyeshadow bases. And then I have 5 other ones that I can do like more fun colors or just kind of whatever I feel like I need. So first things first, I am starting with my Maybelline Color Tattoos. And first up is Barely Branded. So Barely Branded is a pretty champagne color. I don't use it a ton though, so I am going to pan this just because I kind of just want to pan a color tattoo, to be honest. But it's a pretty color and I'm just probably not going to repurchase. This is like the most used color tattoo I have, which is sad because it's still, as you can tell, pretty full. But I'm going to be panning this. It'll probably be my project pan for 2016, but I am panning that one. So that'll be leaving. Next is my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Inked in Pink. This I bought to go specifically with like my Naked 3 palette, because I think we can all kind of agree that the eyeshadow in that palette called Dust is like the worst eyeshadow ever. It is literally pink glittery dust. But as long as I put this down first, it kind of gives something for the eyeshadow to stick to and the glitter to stick to, and I actually kind of like it. So I am going to keep Inked in Pink because I like to pair it with kind of pink shadows. But I do actually like to pair it with kind of some champagne ones because it'll kind of bring out the pink tone in them. So I will be keeping this one. Next is Bad to the Bronze. Bad to the Bronze, I I use this and I love it, but I rarely use it. So I do need to get better about using it, but that is what mine looks like. I'm going to keep it because I know that if I get rid of this, I will end up repurchasing it at some point because I love it. So I'm just going to keep it even though I don't use it a ton. I'm going to keep it. So there is that. Next is Hydrangea Hype. Hydrangea Hype was part of the Rebel Bloom collection that they did this spring. It's a pretty icy blue color, but I just really don't wear it a ton, and I feel like you can tell it is pretty unused. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along because I just don't really reach for it. It's a pretty color, but it's not something I use. So I'm going to pass that one along. Next is my Maybelline Color Tattoo, and this is from the Leather collection. It's in Dramatic Black. This I'm going to actually pass along as well because it's very matte. And that's kind of what I wanted, but the problem is it's hard to get shadows to stick to it because it's kind of a matte finish. So that too isn't super used, but maybe someone can use it as a gel liner or something, but I'm going to go ahead and pass that along. Next is my Rimmel Scandalized pencil. This one is in Blamed Blue. It's a really pretty blue color. It's right here on my hand, but it creases on me. I think my eyelids are just maybe a little too oily for it, so I am going to pass this along. Maybe someone else it'll work a little bit better for, but it just doesn't work for me. Next is my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. This is my white eyeshadow base, so this isn't going anywhere. Next are my Rimmel Scandal Eyes eyeshadow paints. These I have debated about a lot. I don't really reach for them, and if I do, I reach for them as an eyeshadow base, but I do kind of want to keep them and try to use them as like a cream shadow. So I have Chestnut Taupe, which is a cool tone taupe color, and I have Rich Russet, which is, it's kind of a taupe color, but it's definitely more warm. And the swatches for those are over here. So there's Chestnut Taupe, and then Rich Russet is up here. So when I do my inventory again in, what is that? December, January, somewhere in there, I'll do another inventory. I'll make a better decision about these, whether I actually do want to keep them or I want to get rid of them. But I barely use these, so I want to test them out with them a little bit more. Next is my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I'm kind of on the hunt for my Holy Grail, like clear primer. This just kind of isn't it for me. It's a nice primer, but I just don't love it. So I'm going to be panning this. And then lastly, I have two of these Urban Decay Primer Potions. I like them, but I don't like the new packaging. So I'm going to be panning these, and I'll be on the hunt for a different primer potion. Another primer, I guess. So I'm going to be panning those two little samples that I have. So with everything I'm panning and getting rid of, I am down to 5. So I actually have some room to buy some things in this category if I want to. I'm definitely going to have to purchase a black eyeshadow base, but I'm going to kind of leave some open room in case, you know, some color tattoos come out that I want or something like that. Or like the Benefit cream shadows. I have kind of wanted one of those for a while. So I'm just going to kind of leave some room to buy some things in case I want to. Now on to eyeliners. I don't even want to say. I have 29. Yeah, got a lot. My goal is 20. So let's see if we can kind of cut some out. I am going to go ahead and start with my Urban Decay ones because I'm not really getting rid of most of these, so I just want to kind of quick run through them. I have Empire. This is a pretty dark blue purple color. It's actually one of my favorites, even though mine is like a full-size pencil. I do love that one, so I will be keeping that. Next is Smoke. Smoke is a really pretty dark gray. It's actually what I have on today. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell, but I like it just because it's a lot softer than a black. So when I wear kind of softer makeup looks, this is kind of what I usually like to reach for. So I will be keeping this one. Next is Demolition. Demolition is my Holy Grail matte brown eyeliner. So that one is going to be staying, but that's all I have left is just this little bit. So I will be keeping this. Next is LSD and Vice. These are two kind of more fun colors. LSD is kind of like it's like a dark blue and it's got glitter in it, and then Vice is kind of a darker purple. Actually, it's a pretty bright purple with kind of some pinky purple glitter. So those two are swatched there on the end. But I'm going to keep these just because they're sample size and they're fun colors that I don't really use a lot, but I like that these are a sample size as opposed to a full-size pencil that'll take me forever to finish. So I do like these and I'm going to keep those. Next is Urban Decay Sabbath. Sabbath I have two of. I have the one that is currently in my project pan that I'm working on, and then I also have a brand new one in the box, never been opened, that I got for free gratis from work. So I am trying to pan the one in my project pan, obviously, and just have one Sabbath because that's really the end goal here. So I'm going to keep both of these. This one's panning, so it's kind of on its way out, and then this one here is brand new. So keeping that one. Next is Perversion. Perversion, I have two of these little sample pencils, and they are both pretty well used. But I am panning both of these because I'm on the hunt for my perfect black liner. So I want to finish these two. And then I have a Zero, same thing, on the hunt for my perfect black liner. So I am panning this as well. So these will be panned and on their way out. Next is a brand new pencil. I have not even tried this yet. It is the Lorac Pro Front of the Line Eye Pencil. I just got this as free gratis from work. It's got some pretty fancy schmancy packaging, but I'm excited to try this. I haven't got to try it yet, so I don't really know if it's something I want to keep or pan or get rid of. But I'm going to try this out, so I'm going to keep that for now. Next is my Stila Smudge Stick in Turquoise. This is the only Stila smudge stick I have, but it is a great formula. I just haven't bought more colors. And that is the turquoise one right there. It's really pretty for summer. I would say it's kind of more of a minty green color, but they do have one that's called Mint, and I think it's a little bit more green, and this one's just a little bit more blue. So, it's a good pencil though, and I love the color. So I will keep that. Next are my Mally pencils. And this is where I think I'm going to cut some stuff because I've been kind of holding on to some things and I'm just going to get rid of them. So I have Mally Toasted Sugar, which is a pretty champagne color. Swatched right here on my hand. It's a color that would make a pretty eyeshadow base, but I just really find that I don't have much use for it, and I've been kind of trying to make myself use it, but I haven't been able to. So I'm going to give this one away just because I don't need it. Next is Glow. Mally's Glow is not going anywhere because this is my pretty perfect like bronzy brown color for the summertime. This just pairs so well with a lot of my bronze looks or kind of more gold looks for the summertime. So this is Holy Grail and not going anywhere. Next is Hunter. And Hunter, same thing, it's not going anywhere. It's a pretty dark hunter green and it's matte, so I love it even more, but that is it right there. So this one I will be keeping because I was on the hunt for this for a very long time. Next is Midnight Affair, and this one I don't think I've ever really used. I've just swatched it, but that is it there. It just looks like a black liner probably on camera, but it does have like gold glitters in it, kind of. Gosh, I could always use black liner. I'm gonna get rid of it. If anybody wants it, and I'm sure someone will because it's black liner, they can have it. Next is Plum Sapphire, and I was gonna keep this one, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it because it's really similar to the Urban Decay Empire pencil. They're swatched right next to each other there. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this one away if anybody wants it. I don't know. I really want to keep it because at the same time it's very similar to Empire and it'd be like having a backup, but I'm gonna get rid of some stuff. Next is my Urban Decay liquid liner in Siren. That is it there. It's a pretty teal green liquid liner. I'm not crazy about the applicator with this or really the formula, but the color is pretty. So if I could find another liquid liner in this kind of teal green color, I totally would get it and then get rid of this one, but I'm going to keep it in the meantime. I'll try to make another decision about it by the end of the year and kind of see for sure if I want to keep it or get rid of it. Next is, let's see, my Eyeko Skinny Liner. This I'm going to keep because I got this in my Birchbox and I actually really, really like it. This is, in my opinion, the quickest way to do a winged liner. It's just like a marker tipped pen thing. So I'm going to keep this because I do like it. Next is my Lord & Berry Sparkle Black Liner. I was going to keep this, but I think I'm going to get rid of it. I just don't like it. It's right there. It's a nice pencil. It's just dry, and really the only way I like to use it as an eyeshadow base on my lower lash line. So I will take this and apply it along my lower lash line, and then I'll put a really bright eyeshadow on top, and it just pops so much. And then because this has glitter in it, there's glitter in the shadow then, and it just looks really pretty. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it because it's very dry. So I'm going to get rid of that. Next is my Too Faced Perfect Black Liner. So this I'm probably going to keep because I think this is probably going to be my holy grail liner. But that is it there. It is just the darkest black pencil liner I have ever found. It is just so creamy and incredibly nice. Mine is just a little sample size, but I am definitely keeping this because, like I said, I think this might be holy grail for me. Next is my Ulta liner in deep brown. Just an automatic pencil. It's nice. It's kind of comparable to Urban Decay Demolition, but because it's a twist up, I'm not as able to get as close to my lash line as I would like. So I am going to pan this. I don't really have a lot left. I think that's about it. So not a lot of product left. So I'm just going to pan this and finish it up, and then I will come back to Demolition. But it's not a bad product. Other things I like better. Next is my NYX White Liquid Liner, and I just purchased this pretty recently, so I'm going to be keeping this. Next is my Essence Gel Liner. My gel liner is pretty dried out, so I am going to go ahead and get rid of it. I have used a pretty decent amount of it, but it's just getting old and dried out. But I really, over liquid and gel, I usually prefer gel because it's a softer matte black finish. But yeah, mine's dried out, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Next is my NYX Wonder Pencil, and this is sort of a liner, but it's sort of not. It's mostly what I use it for. You can use it for a lip liner or for like spot concealing, but I mostly use it as my nude liner for my inner rim, that kind of thing. So I will be keeping this. And I am on to my Revlon Skinny Liners. So I have Electric Blue, which is this really pretty bright blue one. I have Green Spark, which is a pretty kind of emerald green with shimmer. And then I have Blackout. I might be getting rid of Blackout kind of in the future, but I do kind of like this because it's such a fine tipped brush. I can get really kind of precise with like my wing. I can just get the tail really nice and precise. So I'll kind of do my liner with the Eyeko Skinny, and then I will go back through and kind of touch it up with this. So I will be keeping those. And then lastly is my Stila Smoky Quartz. This is like that little cushion liner. This is just such a unique color that I have to keep it. So I love that one. So let me count this up really quick. I have no idea where my pen went, but I have, let's see. I have 19. I have 19 pencil or eyeliners, so we managed to come in just under what I wanted to. My goal was 20. I'm not counting the ones that I'm panning because I'm planning on moving those out of my collection, but 20 that I have decided to keep, or 19 that I've decided to keep. So did pretty good with that category. Let's move on to single shadows. This video is not going to be too terribly long. Single shadows, I was a little surprised. I had 23. And it just feels like I don't really have a lot of single shadows, so I was kind of surprised by that. I don't really have a goal picked out for this category. And the main reason for that is that I want to get some Makeup Geek Z palettes. And if that's the case, then I feel like I don't know if I want to count that as a palette or if I want to count that as a single shadow, because technically they're single shadows. So I didn't really put down a goal for this one. And there really isn't too much that I'm going to get rid of kind of in this category. So we will just kind of go through this as like an inventory. Starting with my Urban Decay shadows, I have X. This is such a pretty peachy pink color with like a gold shift and like shimmer to it. I love this one. It's one of my favorite summertime shadows, so I am definitely keeping that. I have Urban Decay Virgin, which let me see if I can get that out of here. This one I have hit pan on, but this is just one of my favorite shadows of all time. So I will be keeping this because I use this all the time for lots of different things. Inner corner, brow bone, lid color, pretty much everything. So I am definitely keeping that one. Next is Gravity. Gravity was in my project pan and I was working on it. But I am just going to wear this one a little bit and then kind of decide if I want to keep it or if I want to get rid of it. I am kind of leaning towards getting rid of it, but I know I'm also going to get rid of some of my eyeshadow palettes. And if I get rid of some palettes, then maybe I can kind of justify keeping this because I'll have gotten rid of some of the other purple eyeshadows I have. So there's Gravity. I'm actually, you know what, let's just toss this because I know I have a Wet n Wild shadow that is very similar to this. So I'm just going to toss the Gravity one as that is. Next is Ecstasy. I don't know where Ecstasy went, but it is in the old Urban Decay packaging like this as compared to like the new one. This is a Moon Dust shadow, but it's pretty similar. I'm getting rid of Ecstasy. That was also in Project Pan. It's going. It's just, it's time. Next is Hyatt, which is actually this one here. And this is the old packaging. But I refuse to buy the new Hyatt just because they do actually seem like it's a different color. This one is more of a, I don't know, like a teal. It always comes to mind like a mermaid teal green, blue green color. But the new Hyatt seems like it's more blue. So I am going to keep the old Hyatt because I love that one. It's not a shadow I use a ton, but when I do use it, I use quite a bit of it and I like it. Next is Urban Decay Roach. This is just the prettiest like red-brown color. I love this for like doing little smoky eyes with. Mine doesn't want to open. Oh, I can't get it open. Well, that's what it looks like. Hopefully I'll be able to get it open later, but I love that one. I think I left this one out and I didn't mean to, but it's the Urban Decay Moon Dust Shadow in Scorpio. This I am keeping. So I guess I have 24 because I really don't see this one on here. So I have 24 eyeshadows. It's just a black with like some gold glitter. Not gonna lie, I mostly bought it because it says Scorpio and I'm Scorpio, so I'm keeping that one. Plus it's a relatively new shadow for me. I have 2 Stila Kittens. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass one of these along. They're both slightly used, which is really stupid of me, but I'm going to pass one of those along. I just figure out which one I want to keep and which one I want to get rid of because one's less used than the other, and yeah. Anyways, so I'll figure that out. I'm going to get rid of one of those. I have the Ulta Shadow in After Hours. I'm going to keep this, just kind of play around with it some, but I do like this shadow. It's kind of a red-brown color. That's what it looks like there. It's really pretty, and it's actually pretty pigmented. It's actually one of the better shadows I have from the Ulta brand. So there's that. Next is Deep Sea. Deep Sea I'm kind of keeping too just because it's a unique color. It's a blue with like a gold shimmer in it. That's what it looks like there. Actually, let's get rid of Deep Sea because I don't wear it very much and it's a pretty color, but I just don't use it. So that's going to go in the bag. Next is Twilight. Twilight I used to be completely obsessed with when I first started working at Ulta. When I first started working at Ulta, they gave out this paper that you got a free eyeshadow, a free lip product, and a free face product. So I got a concealer, a lip gloss, and I got this eyeshadow. And I used to be completely obsessed with it. It's not bad. It's just been a long time since I've used it, so I do need to kind of try it out again and see if I want to keep it or get rid of it. That's just a pretty, like, really cool toned gray color. Next is ColourPop Bay. So I did purchase more ColourPop shadows. I have some coming in the mail today, and I have 3 more that I just purchased. And they are not part of the inventory because I didn't count them. I just did my count, and I was like, okay, I'll adjust the count when it comes to time to redo it. So I do have more ColourPop shadows than this, but this is the only one I had when I did the inventory. So this one is Bay. It is a pretty, like, red-brown color with green glitter in it, but it's stunning. So that is not going anywhere because I love it. And then since we're on the subject of it, I also have Too Faced Petals to the Metal. This is actually discontinued, and I got it from Gratis from work when I first started working there. It's pretty similar, but the brown is a little bit darker. So this one is Petals to the Metal, and this one is Bay. So with Bay, you can definitely see the undertone a little bit more. You can definitely tell it's a red-brown. Whereas this one here, it just kind of looks like a dark brown with a green shift. So those are both really pretty, and I plan on keeping them. Man, the ColourPop one does not swatch very good. The ColourPop one is the lighter red-brown one, and then the darker one is Petals to the Metal. But those are those. I'm going to keep both of those because I like them. I have my L'Oreal Infallible shadows, and I left a couple out of this one as well. No, I didn't. Okay. I have Iced Latte, which is a pretty champagne silver color. This I love, so I will keep this one. I have Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue, I'm going to keep it for this update, but I'll probably get rid of it by next update because I'm kind of thinking, I'm going to try it out a little bit, but I remember thinking it just wasn't my favorite. And then lastly, I have Amber Rush, which is a pretty, kind of, I don't know what to call this, kind of a rose gold color. So there's that. So I'm keeping those. Next is my NYX Prismatic Shadow in Mermaid. This is really pretty. So that I got to wear with the Stila Smudge Stick in turquoise, and they pair together so nicely. So I will be keeping this one. Next is my my NYX Shadow in Kiss the Day. This is just a light color that I use as a brow bone highlight. As you can tell, I've almost finished it, so I will be getting rid of this one as soon as it's done. Next is my NYX Shadow in Stiletto. This I will be keeping because this I really like for a transition color. It's just the weirdest color in the pan, but on the lid it just makes the perfect transition color. So I will be keeping this one because I use it quite frequently. Next is my Bare Minerals eyeshadow in Queen Phyllis, and supposedly this is the matte formula. It's not matte at all. It's like a satin. But I do really enjoy this shadow, so I will be keeping this one. And I am down to what is left of my MAC shadows. I don't have very many left. I've gotten rid of kind of a lot of them as it is. But I have, let's see, MAC Naked Lunch. This one I do actually like. I don't know though. I might be getting rid of this. I have to kind of go through these again and wear them again, but I just think Naked Lunch might be a little too similar to Sin from the original Naked palette, so I will probably be backing to MAC this at some point. I have MAC Satin Taupe. This is the best taupe color in the entire world, so this isn't going anywhere because this is one of my favorites. And then lastly, I have MAC Sketch. And Sketch I love and adore too, but I don't know, I have a lot of shadows at this point that are similar color and are actually better quality. So this one might be back to MAC as well. I'm pretty much leaning towards backing to MAC that one. So anyways, with that said, there isn't really a set goal, but I did get rid of 3 shadows, so I should be down to 21 because I accidentally miscounted and I have 24 instead of 23. So I am down to 21, so that, you know, not too bad. I would like to get rid of a few more, I think, but I'll worry about that more next update. So that is it. This video is finally at the end. I applaud you if you sit through the whole thing because it is pretty long, but decluttering videos I think are always kind of fun to watch, and they do seem to be a little bit longer videos. So my next video will be one on palettes, and the one after that will be lips. And I'm probably going to break lips up into, I would like to do it in 2 videos, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up taking me like 3 or 4, possibly. Just depends. But we'll see. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.